So hello everyone, welcome to episode 56 of our Aston Martin Save. Now, if you did not watch Tuesday's episode at Canada, my God, go back and watch it. We were absolutely superb, or should I say one man in particular were, and that man was Pierre Gasly. He won it on the last lap. What a performance, came from third to first on the final lap to take the win in Canada. What does that mean for the standings? Well, constructors-wise, we are currently sat in third. We're a little bit behind Red Bull and Ferrari, but we're pushing them this season. A top three finish is something we certainly can achieve. Driver standings-wise, I think we might have a chance of beating Red Bull. Whisper it quietly, but we're going to do everything we possibly can. And it must be said, Pierre now is the number one driver. Fernando, unfortunately, a couple of mistakes, maybe a couple of strategy calls as well that's not quite gone his way. But Pierre Gasly is the challenger for Max Verstappen in that Red Bull. So this race, we are at Silverstone now. This is my home Grand Prix. Looking forward to this one. First lap in 1950. Great track this, 52 laps round here. Max Verstappen holds the lap record. If we have a look at the expected strategy, is it a medium, hard, medium? There is a two-stop. There is also a one-stop option as well. Car attributes, top speed and low speed cornering. Acceleration, not as important around this circuit, but we are taking steps. If we just have a look at the car parts development to upgrade the acceleration deficit we seem to have. We do struggle coming out of corners on corner exit, so the underfloor and rear wing are being developed. Underfloor should be done pretty quickly as well, and we're also going to get a chassis upgrading next in this next ATR period. So I'm going to get through all the practice sessions as usual, and we'll see you in qualifying for the Silverstone Grand Prix.
We're here in legendary Silverstone, where the very first Formula One World Championship Grand Prix was held back in 1950. It's a place where every tuft of grass breathes motorsport, and the crowd are already crackling with excitement. Silverstone demands a lot of power from cars, with numerous twists and historic turns. Downforce is going to be a key factor to manage if teams want to succeed here. The season is about halfway through, and it makes me wonder what else is in store for the teams. Well, there's only one way to find out. Let the weekend begin!
So here we are then, final laps in Q3. Fernando Alonso, we've decided we're going to take some grid penalties with Fernando this weekend. He's out on a scrub set of soft compound tyres for his second run. His first run was anything but spectacular on a new set. He crosses the line. Fernando doesn't improve at all, but Pierre Gasly is the man. He was absolutely flying through sector 1. He was purple through sector 1. What's he going to do now? Is he going to improve by enough? He isn't. It's going to be P4, but he has shown some very, very good pace this weekend. Pierre Gasly, especially in the practice sessions. We'll fast forward just to see if Carlos Sainz or Sergio Perez improve, which I don't believe they will. So it's going to be Charles Leclerc on pole, Max Verstappen in second, Carlos Sainz third, Pierre Gasly fourth, Fernando Alonso P10 on the qualifying pace. But we are going to take some grid penalties, so I'm going to get all that done. Then we'll have a look at the strategy. Right then, ladies and gentlemen, there is rain on its way. Now, rain's going to hit around lap 29:30, around here. If we go for the standard strategy, which obviously is quicker, we're going to go medium. I'm going to have to make a pit stop here and then pit again shortly after. I don't think that makes sense. So we're going to start both our cars on the hard compounded tyre, get to the rain period, and then we will switch to the intermediates. So that's the plan for both cars. That says P9 for Fernando Alonso. He won't be starting P9. We've got grid penalties with him. Let's see if we can make it 2 wins from 2 for Pierre Gasly.
Hold on tight. It's the British Grand Prix. It's lights out and away we go.
And away we go, and straight away we're going to be having a look on board with Pierre Gasly now. Key part to this, they're all on mediums, these guys in front. If we can stay with these guys, which is the plan, stay with these guys, wait until they pit, they're going to pit onto hard compound tyres, and then we will go from there. Fernando Alonso has got totally new engine components, gearbox, the works in his car, so I'm expecting him to do very well and make his way through the field. He has got a couple of Williams in front of him, but he's just got to bide his time. The race will come to Fernando. Pierre Gasly, stick with these guys, stick in the DRS, and get to that wet weather period. If we have a look, It's still showing 65%, 55%. We're expecting it. There is a few clouds knocking about, as you would expect on a sunny day in Silverstone. There's always a few clouds and a chance of rain in Great Britain. Sadly, we're not at one of the circuits like Abu Dhabi or Bahrain where it's going to be dry. But this could add a little bit of jeopardy and really play into Fernando's hands. And if we just keep an eye on the intervals, which we will do, Pierre Gasly has just got to stick with these guys in front, and we're going to get an early view of Fernando Alonso making an overtake. Let's have a quick look at this. This is like back to season 1 when we were racing at the back. Fernando Alonso getting past the Williams with no dramas whatsoever. So your top 10 is Leclerc from Verstappen, then comes Carlos Sainz, Russell, Gasly, Bottas, Hamilton in the Audi. That Audi still looks gorgeous. Magnussen in the Haas, Perez in P9 in the Red Bull. I'm assuming he might have taken a grid penalty. And then we've got the Marlboro McLarens, Norris and Ricciardo in 10 and 11. We've got a car run wide. We're not getting an indication of who it is. It might be Danny Ricciardo. Are we going to get an indication of this? It's Charles Leclerc.
Let's have a look.
Huge moment. He comes back onto the circuit. He doesn't lose too many positions, but what he does do is really let the front two get away. That is not ideal for our race. Oh, we've now lost 2.7 seconds to these guys, and Gasly has dropped a few positions as well. Not ideal. Lap 2. Lap 4, Lewis Hamilton was really getting in our way and holding us back from this pack in front. As you can see, Pierre manages with the ERS and DRS open to get past Lewis Hamilton. What he also manages to do is, by the time he gets the job done to come onto the start-finish straight, he catches right back up with the Mercedes in front of him. We need to be sticking, and we know how important it is. Yes, we like it. We like these little garage highlights here. But we knew how important it were to catch back up with these cars in front. Lewis Hamilton's still trying to have another go at us, but Pierre Gasly looks like he's got the ability to keep Lewis Hamilton at bay down this next straight and keep up with the Mercedes and the Ferrari, because at that point then we're going to start to get a chance as we go deeper into this race. Lap 4, Pierre Gasly is in P6. Fernando Alonso not making light work of these cars in front at this moment in time. It's not been easy, but I'm sure as these guys start to slow down a little bit, Fernando will come through the pack. If we have a look at the gap to the leader for Fernando, he's already 10 seconds off the lead. Lap 4. Lap 16, Fernando Alonso gaining 2 positions, gets past the Williams and then gets past the AlphaTauri, starting to show the pace that this car's got, and he's got out of this gaggle of cars, which has been causing us a few problems early doors, and he got DRS down that straight, which we're privy to as well. We're going to get a view from Fernando's side of the garage. Let's have a look. Yes, very well done, lads. Fernando gets past. He's now into P13. He's got a 6-second gap to Danny Ricciardo, but he can use the pace of the car now to really start to motor towards them. Meanwhile, Pierre Gasly, he's having a lovely time. He's got these cars on mediums in front of him. They're all going to have to pit before him, and all he's doing is sticking with him and making sure that he's in position for when they pit. He's got time, he's got the tyres. Then we can get to the rain period, which we still believe is coming around lap 29-30. When the rain comes in, we're going to be a pit stop in front. It could work very, very well for us this afternoon. Gasly in a decent position. Don't write Alonso off yet for decent points this afternoon. Lap 17. Join us back, lap 18. As you can see, Gasly is currently now in P5. We've got Bottas. We're on the back of Russell and Leclerc. What we're also doing is catching the 2 leaders here as well. But let's just have a look at the pre-race report, because if we have a look at the expected strategies, we're expecting the 2 stop medium runners to be in any moment now, and then it's really the pit window for the medium runners as well. So these cars in front of us are going to start pitting one by one very, very shortly. Gasly, like I said, right up the back of George Russell and Charles Leclerc. Their tyres are now worse than ours. We're in a better position than they are. Leclerc, Verstappen and Sainz. Sainz has possibly got the worst tyres in the front 10 at this moment in time. So if Leclerc can keep dragging us up, Gasly gets in an even stronger position. Meanwhile, Fernando Alonso, he's trying to make some inroads into this top 10. Difficult for him at this moment in time because he's dragging this train behind him along. But Fernando Alonso has got the pace this weekend, and Pierre Gasly has just set the new fastest lap of the Grand Prix, lap 19. Oh dear, Fernando, run wide. He's lost the position to the AlphaTauri. He nearly smashed into the AlphaTauri by rejoining. Not exactly in the safest way possible, so he's now back down to P14. That's damaged him somewhat. But he's still working hard. It's going to be the long break, long game for Fernando this afternoon. But Pierre Gasly, we've just harvested a little bit of ERS in this last couple of laps. Leclerc has now pulled us onto the back of the top two. Lap 23, we're expecting pit stops very, very shortly, and we're expecting rain in about, what, 6 or 7 laps time? Very, very interesting. This race, this strategy is going to pay dividends hopefully in the next few laps. Laps 23. You join us back on lap 28, and the guys in front of us are still out. I don't think they're pitting before the wet weather period. Pierre Gasly, it might be time now to use these tyres and try and get to the front of the pack here. Lap 28, we've got 2 minutes before wet weather. It's going to be very, very interesting to see if we can use these tyres. And as you can see, Pierre Gasly straight away now is pushing on the fuel to see if we can get past a couple of these cars. I would fancy us at this moment in time. It might be time to make moves now. Fernando Alonso not getting that luxury, having a real battle at the bike with Danny Ricciardo. 28, rain very imminent. Rain has started. We've managed to get up into P4 with Pierre. We've got 2 Mercedes, one of them, they are going to have to double stack. The Ferraris, will they double stack? Both our cars will be coming in this lap. We're going to tell him to be not so aggressive and not so aggressive on the field. We want to try and minimise errors now for Pierre. He has got the better tyres than these cars in front of him. Will we see any mistakes as the warm weather starts to tick up? Here we go then, ladies and gentlemen. It is Charles Leclerc who stayed out. Carlos Sainz obviously got first dibs on the pit stops. He's in. Charles Leclerc, Bottas staying out, as is Sebastian Vettel, I think, by the looks of it. So we're in with Sainz and Verstappen, the 2 leaders, and George Russell, obviously. Now, hopefully, our guys are going to get a decent stop in here. We don't need to be held. Let's have a little look. We've got Verstappen coming down the pit lane. We've got Sainz coming down the pit lane. We've got Russell coming down the pit lane. We're getting held. It's not ideal at all. And we've lost the position to George Russell purely due to our pits, where our pit box is situated. Fernando Alonso is now in. So Pierre Gasly now has got some work to do as he comes out on these intermediates. Let's have a quick look in front of him. So he's got 1, 2, 3 cars in front of him who have stayed out on mediums. They're going to lose a hell of a lot of time, and we hopefully are going to get some clean area, as we're going to tell driving clean air Pierre now. Try and get past these cars. That's the ideal. Driving clear air and try and get past these 2 cars. He's going to get past Carlos Sainz because he's not doing that, and he's stuck behind the Renault, I believe it is. Fernando Alonso's coming out in P15. He's got Sergio Perez for company in front of him. So Alonso, lovely work from him, but Pierre Gasly up to P5. That was very, very important to get past Carlos Sainz when he did. Lap 30, lap 31, Leclerc and Bottas are in. The 2 cars who didn't manage to top out, they're going to lose an absolute load of time here. Verstappen's the one that's really profited from these pit stops. He's now running in P1, Russell P2, Sainz is behind us, but we're not too concerned about that. Bottas and Leclerc, where are they going to end up? Fernando Alonso actually did well. He got stuck behind some medium runners, but did manage to get past them. So it'll be interesting now to see if we've got anybody in front of us still on mediums. We haven't. Ricciardo and Vettel are in. Fernando Alonso is coming round the final few corners here. Down the start finish straight, where is Fernando going to come out? Has he got any closer to the points paying positions? It doesn't look like he actually has. Let's have a quick look at this. He's got past Danny Ricciardo, Sebastian Vettel's out, and Sebastian Vettel is out in front of Alonso. So Alonso he's got to chase down Charles Leclerc now. He's got 12-13 seconds. It's not looking promising for Fernando Alonso, but it is looking promising for the Gasman. Lap 31. You join us back on lap 34. Pierre Gasly right up the back of George Russell again. He's just 0.2 of a second behind the Mercedes. Max Verstappen looks like he's got it done and dusted today. He's 4 seconds in front, and we don't need to stop again. But Pierre Gasly now at the back of George Russell. It looks like a fight for P2, and it looks like Max Verstappen will be extending his lead at the top of the driver's standings. Fernando Alonso, he's going to need an absolute miracle or a safety car to get anywhere near the points this afternoon. Didn't quite pay off and got stuck on his outlap as well on these intermediates, which didn't help him. He's obviously quicker than Vettel, but just can't seem to get past the old Aston Martin driver at this moment in time. So lap 35, it's Verstappen from Russell, Gasly. Then comes Sainz, Lando Norris in P5 in the McLaren, Lewis Hamilton P6, Bottas 7, Ocon 8, Leclerc, my word, Charles Leclerc P9, and Kevin Magnussen again doing well in the Haas in P10. Lap 48, and Max Verstappen's absolutely running away with it. There's no stopping Max today. George Russell now has got a nice gap to Pierre Gasly. Our tyres have worn a little bit worse than the Mercedes, and it's starting to show us. Carlos Sainz is all over the back of us. We're just trying to save the tyres for a few laps, just to get it back on sort of an even par with Carlos Sainz. But at the moment, we're doing enough to just about hold the Spaniard up. Meanwhile, Fernando Alonso is down in P12. He's dropped back as well from Sebastian Vettel. It must be said, our tyre wear on the intermediates is not ideal at all. It might be something we have to have a look at in terms of the development of the car. But at this moment in time, lap 48, P12 for Fernando. He's going to be disappointed, but Pierre Gasly, if he can hold off Carlos Sainz, I think we can be very, very happy with that. 4 laps to go. And final lap and final few corners. Max Verstappen, he's dominated here at Silverstone this afternoon. It's been superb from the Dutchman. 52 laps, he's led a fair few of them, got the strategy call right, came in at the right time and got a bit lucky with the pit stops. But Max Verstappen will win the British Grand Prix. George Russell will come in a comfortable P2. And then it's Pierre Gasly. He's managed to save off Carlos Sainz. It's not a win, but it's a podium for us at our home Grand Prix. Pierre Gasly gets P3. Fernando Alonso will be coming round into P12. It's not ideal for Fernando. He's had a very, very tough afternoon. But if we just fast forward it a little bit and see Fernando come across the line, there he is, P12. He's going to be very, very disappointed with that. He's took his grid penalty though, and he's got some new engine components now what he can use in the next race as well. So we get another podium scene. Let's have a little look at this.
This podium result. It's joy all around for the team. The Frenchman was in sublime form today, fully deserving of his podium finish here.
And so there we are, guys, another podium for Aston Martin, and it's Pierre Gasly once again. Fantastic work from him. Max Verstappen wins, Russell second, Pierre Gasly third, Lando Norris in P5 in the McLaren. That's a fantastic race for him. Bottas sixth, Hamilton 7th, Ocon 8th, Leclerc 9th. Charles Leclerc must be absolutely fuming, and Kevin Magnussen down in P10. Driver standings wise, Max Verstappen extends his lead. We are now on 155 points, but do improve our gap to Carlos Sainz. Fernando Alonso drops a position to Valtteri Bottas. Constructors wise, Red Bull extend their lead. We're in P3. Mercedes actually gained 12 points on us this weekend, but we keep in touch with Ferrari. We've had a couple of cracking races and a couple of cracking performances from Pierre Gasly this week. I hope you've enjoyed it. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you for the next one. Ta-ra!